Hmm. Hello? Where's my webcam? Maybe we just don't have webcam today. Well, hi everybody. As I'm figuring this out, please enjoy some Blue Danube Waltz. There, oh, hey, okay. I now have double webcam. Oh my gosh, this is going great, guys. All right, so hi everybody. Happy Monday. Today is the first day first Monday of my new streaming schedule. So if you caught me last week on Friday for But Make It Fashion, I made an announcement that I am going to do 3 streams per week. So I think that's something that, at least currently during quarantine, that I can manage. So yeah, I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I believe Monday and Wednesday I'm going to do 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I believe I'm going to change Friday to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And also let me know if you're hearing too much music. Let me turn it down. Huh, okay. Anyways, it gets a little rambunctious in this part of the music. So yeah, so Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be the normal, basically the normal thing that I do, which is I take my, a topic, a fashion sort of thing. Like last time it was bugs, now this month we're going to be doing elements. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing a themed fashion creation. On Fridays, I am going to be doing a random monster from the Dungeons & Dragons Monster Manual. Since on Friday evenings, I moderate the Adventurers Pack channel during their show, The Gauntlet. I thought it would be a really fun, like, pre-show warm-up for anybody who wants to come by. But on Fridays, I'll be choosing a random monster from the Monster Manual and translating that into some fashionable garments. I did roll for one for Friday, but I think I'm actually going to roll for a different one live on Friday. So I won't know what I'm drawing until I roll for it live. So yeah, thank you all for showing up. I hope that you're having a good Monday so far. Mine has started out pretty well, and I'm excited to get to sketching again. Today, as normal, I am working with my poses for fashion illustration from Fashionary. Someday they're going to do, I hope they're going to do a men's collection of croquis, but this one is all women. And I am choosing pose number 25, which is a casual pose. I'm going to go into why I chose this, but again, this is the first element that I'm going to be doing a fashion illustration for this month. And I know it's technically still June, but it's the first Monday, and I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in with elements. And what that means is it can be a chemical element, it can be a metaphysical element, or, it's just anything that I I want to play with. So I might even throw in some elements of design in there. So today I am doing potassium, and this was suggested by Miss Emmy Watkins from, again, the Adventurers Pack. And I was like, okay, we're gonna do potassium, have some fun with it. And I looked it up and did some research. And this is what it looks like in the metallic form. You can see up at the top here. It's kind of shiny, and it has, you know, some interesting oxidization happening on here. Potassium is the 19th element on the periodic table. Chase my cat so in and out. Oh, hi! Yeah, feel free to chase your cats. I understand that. I get it. I totally get it. And the letter is K for potassium. And then I also looked up what color potassium was when it burns, and it's actually this really lovely violet purple color, so I wanted to incorporate that as well into the color scheme. Now, something that I'm doing differently for this particular sketch, I don't know if I'll do it for every sketch, but I am going to do research and then basically do a piece of fashion based off of the research that I do. So potassium was discovered in 1807 by Sir Humphrey Davy, and not only did he discover potassium, but he also discovered sodium, magnesium, calcium, boron, barium, and strontium. So these are those down here. And then it's also during the Regency era. So the Regency era, if you think about it, think about Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. It's kind of that era of garment. Now, there are two pretty iconic fashion statements at the time, which were the empire waist and bonnets, as well as the morning dress, which features the empire waist, and then the more no, the morning dress does not have an empire waist. Sorry, empire waist is a different garment, but still popular. The morning dress was something that had a slight bit of a corset, puffy sleeves, and a large gown. So you can kind of see I've done half of a design here. This is like the traditional morning dress, and it's morning, M-O-R-N-I-N-G, not M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. Again, empire waists, bustles, really large amounts of volume in some garments, and in others it was a little bit more simple, depending on who was wearing it. So I chose this pose, the casual pose, because I wanted something that was elegant but also had some sort of lightness to it. Sorry, I need to turn down the music on my end, because I can't hear myself speak, and I don't want to yell at you through headphones. So yeah, I'm choosing the more casual pose, but it still looks very elegant, so I thought that this would be good. Now, most of this garment is going to be covering her whole body, so we're not going to see the pose as much, but we will see the arms at least, as well as the sleeves. So I really wanted to make sure that those features were more in the front. Yeah, so that's what we're doing today. I have no idea what I'm going to do on Wednesday. That one is going to be a shorter live stream. I normally do an hour and a half to 2 hours for a live stream, but Wednesday I'm going to have to do about 45, 50 minutes. So I might just do something quick and dirty, or maybe we'll do some accessory design. So let me know what you think about that, if that's something that's interesting to you. And yeah, potassium being purple is interesting. So as we're headed towards July 4th and fireworks, which in my neighborhood at least, there's been a ton of fireworks for like the last month and a half. So, you know, we'll see what happens on July 4th. But the different chemical components that they pack in fireworks create those colors. So copper is pretty well known to burn green. and potassium is something that burns purple. So there's lots of different things that I don't know off the top of my head, but I find it very, very fascinating. One thing that you'll notice is how bright it burns. And actually, sodium is another one that burns really bright. If you do sodium metal, and not like salt, NaCl, but just plain Na, it burns really, really violently and really bright. So I'm going to be taking colors from, oops, from the metal and the fire, and then I'm going to be taking the ideas of the Regency era, and I might try to modernize them. I'm not sure. Some of the music that I'm playing today is from the Regency era. Some of it is not. But the last half of my playlist is a bunch of Chopin. And Chopin was well known for doing music at this era, and I thought it'd be really fun. So again, let me know if the music gets too loud or if it's not loud enough. You know, I had to turn it down on my end, so I can't hear as well. Okay, let me stretch out this frame a little bit. And we're gonna bring in this a little bit. Yeah, I added a little bit of a frame. I might redo this, but I thought it might be fun. I don't know. I like it. Anyways. So, let's go ahead and get started with what I normally do, which is the outline. And I don't know how many people are going to show up today. Let's see, we're going to hide all the other stuff for now. Yeah, I don't know how many people will show up right away. My buddy Scott from Adventurers Pack is still live streaming, so it feels weird not to be watching him for the last half. But I think he and a bunch of people from that stream are going to come over probably in about 30, 40 minutes. I'm not sure. So yeah, it'll just be us for a little bit, and this is good practice for me. Okay, so yeah, I dropped the opacity on that level. And I forgot to change my brush. I've been doing a lot more sketching recently. I've been doing some Twitch emotes for Adventurers Pack. And so I'm using a lot of different, come on, erase. A lot of different brushes. And that's been a lot of fun. A ton of fun. So one thing that I should mention, so the novel Little Women, as well as the movie adaptations, are supposed to be set in the Regency era, but of course it's the Regency era in America. The fashion in America and the UK and France are just different enough that they're distinct. However, there are some similarities. One of the big similarities is that bonnets would have definitely been worn no matter what class you were. So whether you were low class or upper class, you would have been wearing a bonnet. And I follow quite a few fashion YouTubers on, or historical fashion and historical garment making YouTubers, and when the newest version of Little Women came out, oh man, you would have thought, it was crazy. So many people were upset because the costume designer did such a poor job showing that it was the Regency era. And they put none of the women in bonnets. None of them. And so that's something that really got a lot of historians, a little upset. So Sometimes I make these fingers a little too pointy, and it's just a little, oops, it just looks disturbing. So I need to figure out if it's me or if it's the croquis. Now I can't hear my music at all. What's playing, guys? I don't know. Wow. It's so quiet. Sorry about that. But this is the lovely Moonlight Sonata. Basically, I just really wanted a moody sketching time, is what I wanted. This is what I do normally when I sketch, is listen to some music. Sometimes it's really bopping music, and sometimes it's really chill and calm. Oh, Carolina Zabrowska, she is fantastic. Yeah, I watch her. I watch Bernadette Banner and Kathy Hay. I just started watching Angela Clayton and Abby something. And then there's Rachel Maxey. It's either Maksy or Masky, and she's kind of historical garment maker, but she is more of a costume person, so she likes to do cosplay, and she has a great series called But Make It Vintage. I totally didn't think of her series, by the way, when I named this one. Just the phrase "but make it fashion" is so much in the zeitgeist. I don't think any of us really owns it. But I love Rachel Maxey's... Maskey? Oh my god, I'm gonna do this all over. I don't... Yeah, again, she's not really like a historical costumer, but her work is fun. So she just did Yzma from Emperor's New Groove and did like a old Hollywood change up for that one. You know, and technically I wouldn't really need to put the structure underneath here because we are not going to see any of this. And we will certainly not see the ankles. Let's be real here. That would just be scandalous. Okay, so we have the basic outline, and seeing it like this, you can just see how ridiculous the proportions are on a fashion sketch. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, Emperor's New Groove, it's funny. It's a really funny Disney movie. That came out when I was a pretty young kid. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do real quick? Oh, come on. I'm gonna copy this because I want to make a point that I tried to make last time. Oh, I love this piece. Come on. So I know this is like looking really creepy. um, but now for once and for all, I can finally make my point that I tried to make last Friday and completely failed at making. Okay, yeah, so this is a 9-head fashion sketch, which, oh my god. There we go. This music gets so intense sometimes, right when I'm trying to talk, but anyways, so this is a 9-head fashion sketch, and what that means is that there are essentially 9 heads stacked on top of one another. That's the whole length of the body. Normally, I believe it's 8 heads for a traditional thing. So you would take off like the feet and make the legs a little bit shorter. And that's usually what gets accentuated in a fashion sketch, is the legs and the arms. You want, like, people really want to see them stretched out and long. Your mom disapproved of that movie and you don't know why. You know, moms can be weird about that stuff sometimes. I get it. I totally get it. Well, now, if you want to, it's kind of a cute movie, so I highly recommend it. Okay, well now I can delete all of those heads. That was way more. There we go. Okay, so what I want to do with this is I'm not sure if I want to do an empire waist dress or if I want to do a morning dress. And let me tell you, sorry, I'm just dropping the audio a little bit on the music. I need to figure something out better with that. So for an empire waist dress from this time, so it was actually kind of a low-cut top here. And the waistband of the garment goes right underneath the bust. Oops. And then the shape on these garments are not straight up and down. But practically straight up and down. And these ones were far more, I would say, unassuming. I don't want to say modest, because shockingly enough, like, it was pretty low cut of a dress. Sounds like there's a delivery outside my door. Yeah, so this is like more of the empire waist, where you don't see many of the curves at all. And while I love this style, it's very romantic, very like ethereal, I don't think I want to do that for this particular garment. And again, I'm not trying to be historically accurate at all with this piece. I'm taking inspiration from the Regency era, but I don't want to do something that's necessarily 100% accurate to the Regency era. The other thing that I was thinking, so if I show, let's see, where did I put it? Here we go. So the other garment, which is called a morning dress, again, it has kind of a low cut, but it's more of a scoop neck and less of a boat neck. And then about, I would say bicep level, there was a little bit of a texture. Foof. And we need to do a cuff here. Another big floof. And a proper cuff. And then these were corseted. And generally had totally out of the line in there. That's okay. So yeah, these were corseted, so right up against the body. And they didn't have quite like a princess seam here, but it was a little bit of a curve with deboning. And I guess I'll just go ahead and do that here. And these had a little bit more flare. That might have been too much flare. And would have typically come down below the toes. Like to the floor, not necessarily like underneath your feet. So what I want to do, oh, and how can we forget? That bonnet is a little too big. And now it kind of looks like a baseball cap. This is fine. So, what I would like to do is take themes from these kind of garments, and essentially I want to translate them into something more modern. So whether that's a corset or the gown portion, the sleeves, the bonnet, you know, how can we upgrade these to a more modern style? So, you know, with the bonnet, we can do some fun headpieces. You know, hats or some just exciting shapes. And I think something that would help is get rid of this top bib. Essentially, that's what I would call it. I know it's not an actual bib. I think keep the corset. I would love to do something interesting with the sleeves. So some sort of sleeve detail. And for the dress portion, question mark. Cool. So that's the plan. And I'm going to go ahead and get my inking pen out. And we can start with the things that I know I want, which are a corset, and we can certainly, one question would be, do we keep that shape here. And I say yes. I think we keep the shape. I do want to make sure, let's see. Yeah, so I need to bring the point over to the right just a little bit. And then if I want to do a more modern corseted top, like if we want to make this really couture, let's actually bring our metals and our fire portion back up. So I can go really angular with the top, I think. And essentially create something like that. And of course, we get oops. Something like that. Because I think we can do some really fun stuff with the textures and the color and stuff on here. So yeah, I like that kind of shape. I'm going to clean these up now. Come on. Looks like a purple crystal. Yeah. Here, let's not go too high up there. We'll just... Oops. So one of my favorite things about Procreate is that if I make a shape and then hold it down, it essentially just creates a straight line, or I think I mentioned this before, but I can do curves. Okay, let's bring down. Ooh, not the smudger. Okay, so this point just got a little too sharp looking. So now I'm having second thoughts about this point on the bottom. Because I've basically accidentally made it asymmetrical, which is fine. I think what that might do now I'm basically going to create pleats that radiate from the center. And I do want to give it a lot of volume. Okay. Wow, this is gonna get crazy. Okay, so while the top is very angular, I'm going to want the bottom to be a bit more rounded to kind of mimic the shape of a morning dress. And like looking at this again here, that one's too far out. And what I'm really looking at is this curve here. Okay. And I think I actually like this shape that hugs the side of her hip a little bit here. Kind of reads a little bit more couture. Oh, what? Ow. I was on the wrong layer, as per usual. Oh man, I wish you guys could scream at me and say, "You're on the wrong layer!" Okay. Because man, it's so frustrating when that happens, because sometimes I can get a lot of work done on a layer, and then it's like, oh shoot. Okay. So to create these really luscious folds, okay, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna have to figure something out over here. I think that might be a little too wide. So let's bring it down here-ish. And so now, Lion's Tooth, you found me on YouTube through crochet, right? Oh, I know why that looks wrong. Okay, yeah, you don't remember how, but I assume so. So I hope this hasn't been such a jarring transition. Granted, I hadn't been putting much content up in a few years. That's kind of what happens when life comes at you. But I've certainly been enjoying the new content that I've been putting up, so I hope you have too. So that doesn't really make sense. Hmm. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna figure out the bottom. And there we go. I just made it an outfit for Katy Perry. Oh boy. No. Okay, you were excited to see someone fashion designing. Okay, good. Good. That makes me happy, because I actually got a lot of negative feedback the first couple of videos that I did that were fashion related. A bunch of unsubscribes, which is okay. I know I am not for everyone. But it was definitely a little bit like, oh, shoot. Like, was this the right decision? Let's see. But the one thing I can say is it's the right decision because I felt like it was the right decision. Okay, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Yeah, I didn't want the underside of the pleats to be showing, and I was just having a moment there where I couldn't figure out how to render that. Okay. Yeah, so that gives the... Ah, hello, Mom. Vicky. I love you too. Here, I'll do this real quick. Hi. I'll give you a little heart, and then I have to go back to this part, because otherwise you just see the top of my head when I draw. I hope you're having a good day, Mom. So I'll kind of repeat what I'm working on here. So I am using the element potassium to do this piece here. And I took inspiration from, so it was discovered in 1807, which is the Regency era. I always say area. And so I took inspiration from the silhouettes and the shape of the mourning dress that they wore back in the ye old times, but I'm modernizing it to be something different, more of a modern ball gown, if you will. So I'm having fun with designing this. And then we're going to be using the color palette of the metal and how it looks when it burns. and that's where we are. I'm currently working on the bottom of the skirt. Oops, because I really wanted it to look, oh my gosh, very voluminous, if you will. And a lot of this will change or get better once I do the shading and actual coloring in of stuff. Oh great, the floors are getting done downstairs. How exciting! So my mother is a fantastic artist, and for most of my life, she's been, you know, painting in the basement or wherever she could, you know, find a spot. And after my parents moved a couple of years ago, she was back painting in the basement, but with the promise of a studio of her own. And so during this quarantine time, they've been able to get a lot of that work done. Well, it was put on hold for a little bit there because restrictions and stuff, but... And they are taking proper precautions between the workers and my parents. They're being safe, so... Okay. So something I'm going to do, I've done this on a gown before for my raw artist show. And I really liked the look of it, but nope, not quite that far. Okay, I don't know if you can hear the dogs that are outside my apartment. But oh my gosh, they get so loud. And I guess they're rescue dogs, so they're a little bit, and they were abused, I guess, but geez, there's been a lot of noises in my neighborhood recently that I would just love if they would quiet down. And the dogs are one of those. Oh, you don't need to be sorry for not being, quote, useful. You're fine. I love having you in the audience, and, you know, you're interested in fashion, so... that's all that matters. So I'm really liking this bottom half of the garment. This top half now, I feel is almost too angular. However, I think what I can do is kind of mimic that shape up top. Oops. Everything time. Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. We are cooking with potassium now. So potassium, fun fact time. So one of the reasons why potassium is so good for you, so the things like bananas, if you're feeling like you're having some cramps, like muscle cramps, or you're just feeling a little funky, Potassium is good because it's one of the chemicals that you need in your brain for the ions to function. So your brain cells fire at one another by using a chemical, basically, I think it's a charge differential. So because they're charged differently, and potassium is one of those chemicals that you need for proper brain function. You're stopped. It might be internet, and it might be my internet, by the way. I hope not, though. I haven't hit end stream. Okay, good. Whew. So I wanted to show, so you'll notice I had this and then I heightened it a little bit. The problem was I felt like this looked a little weird. It awkwardly is just hovering above her shoulder, but it's not low enough or high enough. So I'm going just above a little bit more. Okay, it was yours. Okay. Whew. I do have just latency. I guess it's not low or high. It's just I have it on my screen that I have a delay. That way, things, don't go completely awry. Oh, and Adventurers Pack is now raiding with a party of 7. So welcome, welcome, guys. Hello, Crandall95. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Crom the Crusher's here. Welcome. Shay Scott. Hello, hello. Okay. And Zagmeister3. Lazy Gothy. Hello, hello. Or hello, if you will. So welcome to, so far, my interpretation of potassium. Again, I am taking, because potassium was discovered in 1807, and that's during the Regency era of fashion, I'm taking a Regency-style gown and completely transforming it into a more modern gown. So I'm using a lot of pleats, a lot of volume here. Oh, hello, Fire Garnet and Adventurers Pack. Welcome. It's weird to be rated on this side. Normally it's the other direction. I'm with Adventurers Pack rating somebody else. So, yeah, so I'm using a lot of volume, a lot of oomph, if you will. And then I'm almost at this point, but I'm going to be using the color palette of potassium, both the metal and what it looks like when it's burned, which is this lovely violet purple color. So I'm doing this lovely gathered gown, huge pleats, lots of volume. And we're also listening to some royalty-free classical music that's in the public domain at this point. And at some point we'll be hitting Chopin, who was alive and working during the Regency era. So we'll have some really beautiful music. So one thing I'm looking at right now is I'm not in love with the bodice. So I think what's happening is this one is actually just a little bit too far. Oh, thank you, Crom. Yeah, I would have to say that a lot of my fashion is geometrical or geometric. Okay, so now that I moved that one, I need to move this one over a little bit. Okay, let's do right here. Okay, yeah, I think that's much better. Great. Okay, and before I get going on the rest of it, I do want to do something fun with a hat. So, yeah, it is a lot like origami. I mean, if anything prepared me to be a fashion designer, it was with my work in origami. Because if you can fold paper into crazy things, you are certainly capable of folding, like, literally anything. Any fabric. I think I've already used this silhouette of a hat, but I'm going to use it again because guess what? I'm the designer. And I hope everyone enjoyed Adventurer's Pack, painting in place. Aw, this music is so jovial. This hat is reminding me of, in My Fair Lady, the Ascot Gavotte. Come on, Dover! You're blooming ass! Okay. So I'm really, really happy with how this silhouette looks. And now I think I'm ready to do the inking and the coloring, essentially. And one thing that I'm really tempted to do, and I haven't done this before yet, I started playing with this on the emotes that I've done for Adventurer's Pack, but is actually toning the line art. And what this is going to allow me to do is still have that nice crisp line, but it's not going to be so stark black. Yeah, so the color palette, Scott, is going to be based off of these. This is the metal version of Potassium, and then the burning version of Potassium. You know me, I like lighting things on fire, you know, safely at least. So I'm gonna go with this lovely silver and purple color palette. It's actually kind of similar to your palette for the Drow Queen that you're painting, except there will be no green in this one. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is really focus on purple being the main color, and then going in and finding places where the silver really works. So that might be like highlights to make it look like a more metallic fabric. This might also involve... so thinking about this fabric, it's probably like a brocade silk or something really high-end, something really fashionable. Oh, and I just realized, thanks for the follows. Crandall and... Oh, come on, why will this not work? Okay, I can't see who followed. Oh, Shady Scott and Crandall. Great, thank you. Thank you for the follows. You know, please, if you like this kind of stuff, follow. If you don't, follow me anyway. You know, every every follower counts. Okay, so yeah, I really like these tones here. And I'm gonna go with this kind of lighter purple. And while this looks... Oh, guess what, guys? Wrong layer. Oh, this piece. I think we might have hit repeat, by the way. Okay. Do. Yeah, exactly. I think having this iridescent quality. And then kind of come in and just find a darker tone for the inside of these pleats. And I'm still going to go in and do more shading, but I'm going to need to do that later. I love this piece. Here's one thing that I want to try, and because I can... Oh, I did it in the wrong layer again, guys. So annoying. Again, I know I said this earlier, but I really wish y'all could yell at me and be like, yo, dude, wrong layer, but you have no idea. You have no idea whether or not it's the wrong layer. You can't see it. Okay. Okay. Because let me tell you, doing this stuff in the wrong layer means that later, when I do my shading, I can't shade properly. Okay. So now I can go back in with that darker shade. Pop that in here. Great. Okay. Yeah, just, yeah, assume that I'm doing the wrong layer from now on and warn me every time. That would be great. Okay, so I'm gonna do another layer, and for this one, I'm going to take kind of one of these more cool grays. And of course, I'm gonna have to change the line art color if I go with gray with purple accents. That's kind of... Let me get my colorblind glasses on real quick. Because something is reading very, very weird. Yeah, I don't like that color because it's reading a little green. Ooh, how about that one? That's pretty. The thing is, the problem with wearing my colorblind glasses inside is they are sunglasses. They also give me a little bit of a headache because it's making my brain do a lot of work. And I love them to pieces, but if I wear them too long, they do make me feel a little nauseous. Oops. No. There we go. Let's do that. Oh my god. My aim has to be really good here. So it still does have a green hue. But Crandall, do I physically make my designs after I'm finished? Sometimes, yeah, actually. So I find it really important to do a lot of sketching because this allows me to iterate a bunch of different things over and over and over again when I'm doing a collection. I don't necessarily make everything that I sketch because A, I don't have enough time or energy in a day to do it. But what I do is I like to sketch as much as I can, and then from those sketches, I will pull out like 10% of them, and then I will go and see which ones are feasible for me to make. This one I would actually love to make. I really love this idea, at least. So, here's the question, y'all. Do we like this one better? Or did we like the violet better? As a base, I should say. And thank you for the follow, Lazy Gothy. Violet, okay. And just like that, I can switch it. I don't actually mind the color of that line art. It's almost black, but... let's do that, at least. You like the steel. So I think violet, looks like it's been the big one. But the steel, I am going to bring some of the steel into it. One place that I can potentially do that. Ooh. Guess what, guys? That one was the wrong layer. But this one is the right layer. Ooh, you know what I wish I had? There is this wonderful tool. So, sorry, this is a cool tool as well. So this gives you the complementary of whatever palette that you're working on. So say I wanted the complementary of the purple, I could do that. But I would love a tool where I can mix the two colors. Because then I could create a color kind of in between the steel color here and the violet. Okay, I think it's math time, because what I could do is take these values and write them down somewhere. Okay. One moment, y'all. I need a piece of paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the RGB values of these colors and average them. I used to do this when I was working in the paint department. Whenever people wanted to mute something a little bit by, you know, or do a gradation of something, if you do a gradation, you're basically adding parts of the other color over and over and over again until you get a lovely gradient. So theoretically, by averaging these out, I should be able to get a mid-tone between these two colors, the steel and the violet. Cat fur in my mouth. And then if I wanted to do another couple of tones, which I think I am, I can take the averages between the midpoint and the high points and the low point. So I can do some fun here. So bear with me as I do some of this off screen. Chat amongst yourselves, if you will. Oh yeah, a silver ornament in the center would be nice. Oh, you were covered in soapy water. I too need to be covered in soapy water today. It's definitely time to do dishes. 6. Okay. And, you know, fair warning, I've never tried this exact technique, so if this doesn't work, you get to see it here first. But you know, it's times like these where you just need to live a little bit more adventurously. Okay, 54 plus 137 equals. And if this does work, I'm patenting this technique. Oh, I'm crazy. What can I say? Okay, we're gonna make a new palette, and this is going to be the Potassium palette. Oop. And oop. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. There we go. And another thing, sometimes these don't look good, so we're gonna test this. So right now I'm doing the mid value between the two colors. Ooh, okay. Cool. And I'm gonna pop that one here. Oh, you know what I should do? Shoot. Okay, let's do that. Put that one here. And, oh, but that's the mid value. We'll put that one here. Thanks, Adventurers Pack. Thanks. Luckily, I don't need a layer for this part. Thankfully. Come on. 137. 117. What? Oh, shoot. Oh, I didn't want to do that. How do I... Guys. Okay. Well, that was fun. That was fun, completely flooding that up. 137. 117. And 177. Done. Okay. Do we see how that's different? Okay. How do I clear? No, stop. Oh boy. Your video is lagging a bit, so it might be Twitch. It might be Twitch, it might be me. My internet out here in North Hollywood really sucks. Okay, we're getting somewhere here, guys. We're getting somewhere. Okay. Okay. And then we're gonna go with the low end again, which I lost. Okay, there we go. Hey, Lazy Gothy, I am also red-green colorblind. Welcome to the club. Yeah, and of course I'm working in colors that I have difficult seeing. Okay, so here's where my thinking was with this. Is going in with these colors. Ooh, I think, I don't know, I kind of like that. I think I'll get rid of the line art. Oh shoot, did I just, no I didn't. Okay, good. I almost did it again. Okay. Like, I know this seems a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can see how this is a little strange. Yeah, I also, so again, it's kind of funny, when I was in art school, nobody knew I was colorblind until I took my oil painting class. And we were told to do still life. And, well, still life is great. And I had a great time doing it. And then it came time for critique. And people were like, hey, did you mean to paint it this color? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, it's a still life. I painted it true to life. And I had, oh boy, I apparently painted what I saw, which is great, but that's not what everybody else saw. So I think it was a really interesting moment in accessibility, you know, and also just like different points of view in art. Because yeah, unfortunately, not all of us have perfect vision, perfect sight, and you know, I wish I could give that to folks, but you know, I got a poor grade in color theory. So when did you find out that you were colorblind? Because I found out in kindergarten. I had just bad enough problems distinguishing colors that they gave me a test. Ooh, again, this needs to go in my line art. Come in and do that. The dark silver on the waist could be like a ribbon. Ooh. Yeah, I can do some fun. I can do a ribbon there, because I don't like those two lines that are right in the center. Not my fave. So let's pop that. Ooh, wrong layer, guys, wrong layer. Derp. And derp. Oh my god, I am living for this. Oh, I love this. Only when you were in your... Interesting. Wow. That must be... Have you tried the Enchroma glasses? They're, here, in fact. So these are Enchroma glasses, and this isn't going to work through the screen. But I look super cool with them. But they help bend the light so that my eyes can work. And the... Oh my god, I lost my train of thought because I was reading the chat. Woohoo! But so these work great with red-green color blindness. So there's there's a few different color blindness out there, but these are really good for the red-green color blindness. And I have the most intense version of them, which are the sunglasses, which are great outside. They really, really help me see these beautiful colors, which, driving with these on was like, holy crap, I understand traffic signals now because they're so intensely bright. Like the orange cones, I had no idea they were so intense. I thought they were like always just dirty looking. Nope, I'm colorblind. But they do have other versions of them. So they have a light intensity, a middle intensity, and a high intensity. And the medium and the light are supposed to be good for computer work. And, you know, if I have another few $100 lying around, which that would be great, I might get those for this kind of work where I'm working inside. But you know, they work pretty well. I can at least see that it's greenish, like a greenish tone now instead of just gray. Yeah, I totally rock the look. Ooh. So, fire garnet stick. Yeah, it is interesting because the problem is if you've grown up a certain way with color blindness, you kind of try, or at least for me, I would either be very vague in my descriptions of colors or just kind of double down, like, this is what I think this color is. And I know with my mom and my side, that side of my family are very artistic, so I think I got used to knowing what paint colors names were and like the tubes and just going off of those, and I managed just fine. It's when you get into the really subtle stuff that are like the same, not same shade, the same value of a color, but a different shade or a different hue, that's where I get into some trouble. Oh, and I actually just realized I need to add that little loopy-doo. There we go. Anyways, yeah, I mean, I think the reason that we learned that I was colorblind back in kindergarten, I think it might have been a test that we had to learn, like we had to take, and it was those little circle discs, you know, with the numbers and letters and stuff in them, and that's when I was like, I can't read that. You know, anyways, that's enough about being colorblind and an artist. Yeah, matching ribbon on the hat too. Yeah, I love that idea. I'm gonna go for it. I am gonna take these off because they are really dark. Here's a question. Do you guys prefer being able to see me while I draw, even though half the time I'm looking down like this? Let me know, because I'm happy to chat like this as well. It's about the same size of sketching thing, so. She is so cool looking. And I know I was gonna have her arms on the front, but now it kind of looks like she's being kind of cute and flirty with her arms in the back. So, yay, I don't have to draw hands again. What the heck is happening out there? Okay, so yeah, let's work on figuring out a belt situation here. So, we're gonna use this color here. And we are gonna go, except I totally just like, nope. And also, Scott, you said Ben! Exclamation point. I don't know what that, was it because I'm colorblind and you liked my glasses? I don't know. Ooh, yes. And you can totally take the credit, Lionstooth. Because here's the thing about doing this, is do you see how that hides the, it hides the point where it's all converging. And I think that's really good, because then it's not so garish, in my opinion. I do think I need to bring this more curved, because we are not stick figures. We live in a three-dimensional world. So, Lazy Gothy, did you go to school for art, or was it just part of your core classes, essentially? Okay. So we're gonna go back here. Okay. So I need to change. Oh, no, no, no. You guys get to hear all of my weird sounds when I normally just do them out loud in my apartment, which I'm sure my neighbors are always like, what? Oh, that was when I, yeah. That was when I was doing the wrong layer. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, my background, I have a Bachelor of Arts in Studio Arts, and I focused in photography, and did a lot of work in alternative processes, so like daguerreotypes, cyanotypes, that kind of stuff. I loved my oil painting class. Wow, my oil painting class. My oil painting class. That was one of my favorite classes. I still have all of my oil paints and would love to break them out again soon. I never did any digital art in school. That was something that at the time I wasn't very... It didn't make a lot of sense to me at the time. Just like, no, I couldn't figure it out. But, you know, as I've mentioned before, like I also grew up in a very artistic household. Oh, yeah. Computer stuff art was a little after my time at college. Yeah, it was, I was gonna say, it was right around the time that I hit college that was really becoming a big thing. But it certainly, I was kind of from the old school mentality on that one. Okay, I think I like that. Yeah, I like that. I am going to clean up this line right here because it's totally unnecessary now. Oop. I need to clean it up on the line art line layer. It actually hasn't been until recently that I've gotten into digital art. So, but the skills translate pretty spot on. The one thing that I've had to really adjust with, yeah, the one thing that I've really had to figure is the layering stuff, because like with oil painting, you know this, is that you start with the base and come out. And so it's like you start with your base layer of whatever it is, and then you have to let that dry, and then you can bring up your next highlight, and then wait for that to dry, and then bring up the next highlight, depending on how you do it. And with this, like, I can just futz around no matter what. Sorry, gotta go put groceries away. Oh, talk to you tomorrow, Mom. I will call you first thing. I mean, not first thing. You know. I'll call you at our normal time. You grew up the opposite. You had to fight for my right to art. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that's pretty common for a lot of people. Yeah, luckily, my mom's side of the family is very artistic, and it was like we had our own little artist commune, if you will. Like, not a real commune, because we didn't see each other except for in the summers. But it was really helpful to have that kind of support there. But I know a lot of kids don't get that kind of support. I mean, I felt guilty for even majoring in art. My other degree is in ecological and evolutionary biology. So I definitely felt like I needed to have a job like that, or have a degree like that to be worth something, I guess, is what I would say. And it's not anything that I think anybody purposefully made me feel. but it's something that I definitely did feel. And part of that, I think, is I was what you would have called a gifted child, which just means like, you know, I was able to keep up with whatever schoolwork and stuff that was thrown at me, but I felt an enormous amount of pressure to keep that up in college, and that just wasn't quite healthy for me. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to do a ribbon on the hat because there's already enough going on up there. But what I am going to do is pop in a skin tone. And that's going to be our new reference layer. Oh, shoot. Okay, so let's add something real quick. Do I have that in here? I do. I do have that in here. Come on. Ah! Copy. And we're gonna go back to Potassium. And first on our line art layer, we're gonna bring the opacity back up. And then on, oh, who cares? Let's put it on this layer. This is a skin tone palette that I found. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So I think, let's go with a, well, let's get in the right layer and then choose one. Let's go with a really pale, cool neutral. Oh, let's make sure that that layer is here though. And I don't know if you saw that it bled, but that's because there was a little bit of a leak. Can't have any leaks, guys. It's bad. It's bad. Okay, so and I know last time I shaded the entire body. I'm not going to do that this time because I realized that there was so much that wasn't seen. So yeah, that's not going to happen. But what I am going to do, I think, I want to do something with the hair. So I think what I want to do is maybe, oh, that's skin tone. Let's not, let's not do skin tone. Cool. we do jewelry? Let's do some jewelry. I love that I was about to do shading and stuff, but now I'm back to accessorizing. Ah. Okay. So let's do some, like, silver jewelry, y'all. And she can be like a mannequin in a museum. Yeah, we're that's kind of what we're doing here. What the heck did I just do? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna give her like a choker here, okay? Yeah, you know, it's so interesting that when you look at a picture like this and you don't really see the green hue all that much, right? Like, when you're looking at this, I'm not seeing that. I'm reading metallics. I'm reading, you know, some stuff like this. But yeah, and then like you put on your colorblind glasses and it reads a little bit green. Imagine that. Anyways, enough about me. So I have this dream too, by the way, of designing my own tarot cards. Some blocky shapes. Ooh, I could. Oops. Sorry, lady. Let's do that. Yeah. I like that idea, Scott. Come on. What is on her? Is that on her skin? Also, I do not love... I also just realized that that disappeared. And I bet I just did that on the wrong layer. Okay, we're not gonna think about that. We're just not. Nope. Is it on that layer? Which layer is that mark on? There it is. Okay. Whew. Okay. Yes, let's reference some of this blocky potassium. Crap, did I? Okay, no, I didn't. Did I? No. Guys, starting to see things. Okay, so let's maybe choose that for the line art. And we'll just... Whoop, too big. Hey, brush, you need to... Okay, and then... So I'm really trying to build these layers with that dark underbelly. And do you see it kind of has a shine? So I need to do that kind of along the edges a little bit more. I don't want to completely get rid of those edges. Because they help set it. Okay. And then how do I want to do the chain? I love that, like, I'm doing all this detail and you're not going to see it from far away. That's okay. Oh, I love that. Great. I am going to clean up. Ooh, that's too big. Just in here a little bit. There we go. Gorgeous. Okay. So now it's everybody's favorite time, which is details. So I really liked this for shading. Or, oh my gosh, it's too big. Because it does make it look a little bit shiny. And it gives it a little bit of texture. I like this. And then, of course, everybody's favorite tool. Smudgy, smudgy, smudgy. And I'm following the texture, but blending it out. Okay. I need to change the music because at this point I've listened to this too many times. So just one moment, please. Okay. So this is the stuff that we were listening to last week. Okay. So I'm going to start with the easiest parts first, which are going to be the pleats on the bottom, and then I can kind of follow that up. And then I'll do, you know, skin tone and everything like that. So first I'm going to hide those layers because I don't need them right now. And it is time to get my favorite tool, airbrush out. Come on, stop being like that. And for this fabric, I am going to add some highlights because I want it to read like silk or something else that has that shimmer. And I am going to blend, so these are not the final blocks and stuff. And the other thing that I'm going to make sure to do is, so yes, I did do the, let's see, how can I, haha. So right here is, it's technically curving around the body a little bit, so that's why I'm darkening this edge. I am not going to darken this edge here, because that's on top of this fold of fabric. So I'm going to darken in here, but not here. And also, thank you so much for everybody who's watching. It's really nice to have you here. I know it's fun to hang out with you all watching Scott's stream, so it's nice that you are taking the time to come hang out here. I really appreciate it. Not to mention, I know you got some sweet extra points. Some inspiration points that you can spend this Friday. Oh, thank you, Shady Scott. Yeah, it's I think it's turning out really beautiful. Wow, those tones are very similar. And I will do this edge as well, up to a certain point. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly the mechanics of this dress. So that's the other thing. Oh, it's not. Oh. Oh, auto mod. Yes, I do love the 3D look that's happening as well, Lazy Gothy. Yeah. Twitch thought that that was something that was not a 3. Keeping us family friendly. Oh, and now actually that the people from Adventurers Pack are here. I know I mentioned this to Scott earlier this morning, but on Fridays, my stream time is going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and that's right before the gauntlet, just a couple of hours before the gauntlet. And what I am going to be doing is a special edition of But Make It Fashion on Fridays, which is monsters from the Monster Manual. So I think of it as like a little bit of a pre-show, because, you know, I was already streaming a little bit on Fridays anyway, so I thought, hey, this would be a lot of fun. And so yeah, so on Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific, if you want to hang out a little bit before the gauntlet, what I'll be doing is doing a fashionable item out of a different monster from the Monster Manual. And did I not do this one yet? Oh, and I'm actually going to, so I know, Scott, we did this earlier today, but I'm going to roll live on Friday, and I won't know what monster I'm going to do until Friday. So, so yeah, I think that'll be really fun. The one that we rolled for today was the animated armor, I think, or I wrote it down somewhere, but I decided that it would be way more fun to pick one live with everybody. Okay. Oh yeah, and so once my stream is over, and I'm going to end it, no matter how far I get, I'm going to end it as we go raid the Adventurers Pack channel. So I think that would be a fun little thing to do. Okay, so you'll notice that I've got a little issue here. And that's due to my line art for the body extending just a little bit far outside. There we go. In general, it seems like the skin tone bled out a little bit from the line art, which is not normal. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to clean that up now. Come on. Turn. There we go. Good. Oh, come on. Do you love that I got sidetracked by cleaning up all these lines? But I couldn't stand it. Okay, now let's go back to shading some beautiful things on the right layer. Okay, so this is an interesting moment here, is that this portion right here is curved. So the bottom edge is going to be the darkest, and then we can fade that out. Yeah, I think that looks better. So I'm going to go back and do that. Woo! Zoom in too far. And also, there we go. And of course, I'm going to blend that out. Okay. And can I just say how much I love this color palette? Like, I am pleasantly surprised. And how long? Oh man, I've been streaming for like 2 hours. Good God. But this one is probably one of my most detailed sketches I've done. So I'm okay with this taking so long. So again, if you need to like duck out or just have us on the background, that is totally fine. I understand, and I have done it myself for other people. So right here on kind of like the stomacher part of this bodice, I am shading it a little bit more because it's technically like underneath the bust. But I don't want to lose all of the highlights, so I'm just trying to be very gentle with that. Okay. What the heck? There we go. Oh, okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do the skin tone base shading, and then I'm going to go through and do the rest of the shading, like the fine detail shading. Um, but I want to get like everything blocked in first. What element are you going to do next, or am I going to do all of them in order? So that is a good question, because I'm not only doing the periodic table of the elements, I'm also doing like fire, earth, air, water, metal. So I'm really just anything that you can necessarily call an element. Um, I haven't chosen the next one yet, so if you all want to throw some stuff in the chat, I just realized I need to put that there. Yeah, so go ahead and put some what you want to see me do on Wednesday, because pretty much anything goes at this point. You're out of your element, Donnie. I mean, I'm half tempted to do that now, Crom. To throw you for plutonium or Einsteinium. Ooh. Yeah, plutonium would be fun. You know, it's radioactive, so I could do some fun stuff there. Oh, how did I miss this? The element of surprise. You know, Crom, it's funny that you say that because I don't remember who it was in my last stream when I was talking about doing elements. I think it might have been Emmy. She said that one. And I was like, what I would do is just make you think that I'm drawing live and then just pop in a scary thing. Like those old stupid clickbaity videos from the mid 2000s. Let's see, platinum or tungsten. I mean, the one thing that I would say is now so many of the elements are metallic. So I might try to steer away from platinum or tungsten. I mean, tungsten might be interesting. Platinum, I think, might be a little difficult. But like things like cobalt might be really cool, or shoot, I mean, there's a lot of really interesting things out there. Yep. 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 That's exactly what I'm talking about, Crom. Those stupid... Ugh. I did not love those. Oh, I forgot her face. Ah. Eh. Okay. So, of course... What the heck? Gotta contour the nose. It's like I'm doing somebody's makeup. Contour where the eyes go. Do that. Contour where the hair is falling over her face. Define her chin a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it thought that you were trying to type something naughty. Oh, that does not match. Okay, let's let's find a different lip color, shall we? Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, shadows and highlights are so fun. Cobalt, yeah, it would be cool to do lightning. Ooh, lightning would be fun. I will count electricity as an element. Oh, look at the blendy times. Yes. Yeah, and I like to do my shadows first and then the highlights after. Um, so I'm gonna blend some of this in. I don't want to blend it too much because I really like the contouring that it did on her skin. But like up here, it's a little harsh. Okay, it just softens. Okay, let's finish this arm. I'm glad that y'all are enjoying this. This is fun. Now we'll move on to this arm. Okay, yeah, let's blend that out a little bit. Sometimes I have like random visual things where I'm like, I can't tell if that's real or my eyes playing a trick on me. Okay, and I guess I'll blend the foot out. Okay, now it's time to blend the fabric out. Okay, and this is where I'm going to have to... Oh boy. I've got to be very, very careful in some of these areas because if it doesn't pick up any pigment, it'll pick up the transparency layer. And again, the purpose of the smudging is just to soften that line to make this a little more organic. Oh. Yeah, I could definitely build one of those boxes. I won't do the cutting of it on live stream because I use a laser cutter for that and it's bloody loud. But I could definitely do, once I get all my materials in and start doing fulfillment, I would be happy to live stream the process of finishing it up. And I will be doing some actual sewing on this channel too, every now and again. So you can hang out with me while I sew. It'll just be a little bit different than this, you know. Okay. Yeah, Crandall, the good news about like this being my channel is if I want to do like if I want to share the fact that I make these boxes, I get to, because it's my channel. So I know it's not going to be all fashion on here, but that is, that is the thing that I do, or one of the things that I do for a living. I think it would be less interesting for me to do like marketing stuff on here. I think people would be like, what you doing, buddy? Okay. So I am going to bring back this layer here. And I am going to go back into this. Oh, I forgot to smudge this. Ha ha ha. Not erase. Okay. Okay, so actually, for that particular one, I don't think that works. Let's go back to the airbrush. And so here's the thing with highlights, is that I'm gonna use them sparingly, and I'll blend some of them out, but not all of them out. I just want it to read like it has a little bit of shine, but not too much. I don't want the fabric to look cheap. And of course, it's the top edges that are going to have more highlight. And then, of course, we're going to need to do it on the skirt a little bit. You found your cat in a tree. Oh my gosh. It sounds like you have a really rambunctious cat. I understand. Ooh, nope, didn't like that one. Maybe we'll just stick to a larger airbrush in these areas. I'm glad that you found it, though. Oh my gosh. So Crandall, I'm trying to go for a more silky texture, and so that's why I want it to have a little bit of shine, but not too much. Ooh. So let's actually readjust these. Okay. So now it's my favorite time. And let's actually go with and there we have it. That is the gown for Potassium. So, gosh, I have been doing this for 2.5 hours, and I think I just realized that I haven't hardly taken a sip of water. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this particular live stream. I'll be doing this again on Wednesday, and I think I'm either going to go with Cobalt or Lightning. Maybe I'll do both. I don't know. So again, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll at least get started. I will not finish because I have something to go to at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So, yeah, and then Friday I'll be here again at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we'll do a random monster from the Monster Manual. The D&D. I finally get, yeah, I finally get the meme of hydrate or dihydrate. I get it now. So, I get it. So I hope you all had a good time here. I had a wonderful time drawing for you. Um, yeah, so thank you, and come back again next time, and I'll be here. We'll draw, we'll chit chat. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your afternoon or evening, wherever it is where you are. And I am going to go get other work done for a little bit. Um, and yeah, so thank you again so much. Please, if you haven't, follow me here on Twitch. And then also go ahead and follow me on Instagram as well. It's Benjamin_Collin, Collyn, if you want to see more fashion-y goodness. And then if you want to see more of my D&D stuff, then head to Lauchlin's Loot Library. That's another thing that you can go do. So I will see you all later. I'm going to go hydrate quite a bit and have a snack. So bye, everybody.